courage, my heart stays steadfast, my soul. He's in the waiting, oh, he's in the waiting. And hold on to your hope as your triumph unfolds. He's never failing, oh, he's never failing. Oh. Sing praise, my soul, find strength in joy. Let his words lead you on. Do not forget his great faithfulness. He'll finish all he's begun. So take courage, my heart, and stay steadfast, my soul. He's in the waiting, oh, he's in the waiting. And hold on to your hope as your triumph unfolds. He's never failing, oh, he's never failing. Oh, you who hold the stars, who call them each by name, will surely keep your promise to me, and I will rise in your victory. Oh, when you hold the stars, who call them each by name, will surely keep your promise to me, and I will rise in your victory. Oh, so take courage, my heart, stay steadfast, my soul. He's in the waiting, oh, he's in the waiting. And hold on to your hope as your triumph unfolds. He's never failing, oh, he's never failing. Oh, when you hold the stars, who call them each by name, will surely keep your promise to me, and I will rise your victory. Oh, when you hold the stars, who call them each by name, will surely keep your promise to me, and I will rise in your victory. So take courage, my heart, stay steadfast, my soul. He's in the waiting, oh, he's in the waiting. Hold on to your hope as your triumph unfolds. It's never failing, it's never failing.
Good morning, friends. Alan here from Agora Network Ministries. My wife and I direct this ministry. I've been with you before. I came maybe almost a year ago and shared a little bit of my story, and I talked a little bit about our souls at that time. It's good to be back with you, even though it's a little different now. But I'm glad to be with you today and share hopefully encouraging message for you. I know this time is really hard for all of us. Many people are having a hard time coping with COVID-19. Maybe you are as well. But I want to talk to you today about what should be our response. As a believer, as a church, how do we respond to this pandemic, even though it's maybe very hard for you? And so, you today might be feeling a number of things. You might be feeling a little panic, like so many people. You may be responding in fear, like so many people. You might be feeling uncertain. There's uncertainty about the future, maybe even the present. You might be feeling that so many that some grief about what we have lost by way of isolation and emergency state that we're in as a nation and as a province. So you might be feeling that. Maybe you might be feeling that grief because you have lost somebody and due to this virus, and if you had, I'm so sorry for your loss. But many people are depressed. They're feeling very down and very anxious in these days, and maybe that's you as well. But I want to ask you a question. It's not rhetorical. It's a good question, I believe, and a question that we should be asking ourselves. What should be the Christian's reaction to this pandemic? What should be our response to this situation we find ourselves in? I think as a church, we should really respond a little bit differently. We have a wonderful opportunity to be the church and to show what the kingdom of God is all about, and to love people in a way that we can stay safe, but in a way that shows that they're valued, and they probably are going through the same feelings that you are. But what should be our reaction or response? I hope you will stay with me and let me explain what I think our reaction should be. There's a great Bible verse, and one that I go to many times. You see it here on the screen, 3 John verse 2. And John here, the aged now apostle of Jesus, he's sharing 3 little letters at the end of the Bible, New Testament. And 3 John is a wonderful little letter. And he's writing this letter to a friend to commend him and the church for being faithful to the truth and being the church of God in their situation. And so he says this to his friend Gaius. He says, "Dear friend," I can just see him now as he writes this on the parchment. And he says, "Dear friend, I pray that you may enjoy good health, and that all may go well with you, even as your soul is getting along well." Friend, I want you to know that I love you so much, John says, that I'm praying for you. I'm not praying just for good health, that you will be, well in body, soul, and spirit. But he said, I'm praying that you will enjoy good health. And so there's a big difference be in good health and enjoy it. So many people don't have good health, and they can't enjoy their health or good health at all. They might be in a really bad situation, cancer, diabetes, MS, you name it, Parkinson's. But for us that have relatively good health, these words, I hope, speak to us, and that we will enjoy good health, even in this pandemic. But he says, not only should we enjoy, but I pray that you enjoy good health. But I pray also that that all may go well with you, even as your soul is getting along well. I want to dissect that for you in a moment, but again, maybe you're not doing so well today. Maybe you have a hard time praying. Maybe you are not enjoying good health. Maybe things are not good in your life. They're not going well. And certainly your soul might be crushed. And you're not doing it well. The Psalms are filled, just to encourage you, that you might be feeling certain things, but the psalmist and many of the characters, even Jesus in the Bible, spoke of some very down times. Times that they wrote about, and they were very negative. The psalmist, David, as he wrote sometimes about how he felt about certain things in his life. Look at this one, Psalm 143, verse 4. And I share this with you because I want you to know that, you're not, in the pit alone. There's some great men and women of the Bible and even in our world that get down and are in the pit as well. But look what he says, and maybe you can identify. So my spirit grows faint within me. My heart within me is dismayed. Have you ever felt that way? Psalm 38 verse 8, he says, I am feeble and utterly crushed. I groan in anguish of heart. Wow, anguish of heart, crushed, utterly crushed, not just crushed, but completely crushed. And then he says in verse 10 in the same psalm, he says, my heart pounds, my strength fails me, even the light has gone from my eyes. So we have to realize that this is a bad time for us, but we're feeling feelings that many others have felt. So we're not alone, and there's great hope. So again, what should be the Christian's reaction? What should, or how should we respond to this pandemic? Again, the verse says, dear friends, I pray that you may enjoy good health, and that all may go well with you, even as your soul is getting along well. A few things I want to know here. And the first one is, he addresses a friend. I know we all have friends, but he addresses a friend. And I bring that up because he knew he could speak into his life. He knew that he could speak into Gaius' life. And he has on many occasions, I'm sure, but he has spoken into his life. And so he has this trust relationship with this man. And that's very important to notice while we go through this pandemic, that we shouldn't go through it alone. There are friends of ours that we can bless and watch over. And sometimes we ask people, how are you? Of course we're going to say what? I'm fine, because we don't want people to know that, well, we might be feeling weak or not well at all. And so, I think as friends, we need to be honest when we, talk to each other. Not say, how are you doing? Know that this is a hard time, and say, how are you coping with, the loss, or are you grieving, different things. So go a little deeper. And John was able to really go deep with his friend because his friend trusted him. He can speak into his life. But as John was talking to this friend, this man, he said, my dear friend, I want you to know that I pray for you. I am praying for you. What a great blessing that is. You can pray for your friends. You can pray for your family. We might not be able to see them, all of them, and give them hugs or kisses and play with the grandkids or our family members, but one of the greatest blessings of the Christian life is we can pray. And so he says, I pray for two things. I pray that you will enjoy good health. Again, I spoke over that you enjoy good health, that you will know the balance of, body, soul, and spirit. So I have to ask you today, are you taking care of your soul, body, and spirit? It's very important. If you're not taking self-care seriously during this pandemic, it's most important that you eat right, that you rest well, that you don't stay up too late and don't sleep in too long, that you exercise and drink the right stuff like water, lots of water, flush out the system, get the rest you need, and really also grow your spirit and your soul during this time. So John says, dear friend, he has this relationship with him. He said, I want you to know that I love you so much that I'm praying for you, and that you will enjoy good health, and that all things in life will go well with you. He's praying for success for this man. He said, I want you to know, I'm praying that you will have life and do it well, and it will go well with you. So great encouragements, and we can certainly encourage others along the journey and through this pandemic. And just a word, a letter, an email saying, I'm praying for you. But there's a third thing I want to focus on that's very important, and it's he observed his friend's soul. Wow. He observed his friend's soul, and he said about his friend's soul that he was doing well. He saw there was harmony in the inner world of his friend. He saw that there was harmony in his life. His body, soul, and spirit were unified and doing well. And he observed that in his friends. And you might be observing in your friends some things that maybe are bringing you fear. They're not good things. And I believe we have a responsibility to really care for them and watch out for the souls of our friends and loved ones. But, how should we react to COVID-19? We should seek our welfare, as I said, and those we love. Instead of just, thinking about them, really seek the welfare of others and yourself. Seek God for others. That's what John did for his friend. He sought God for others. We need to remove the focus of ourselves and place it on others. One of the ways that we can get down is when we focus on the interior, when we focus on what's our problems and what's going on, our feelings. And, again, the psalmist wrote this in, I believe, Psalm 42. He says, my soul is downcast. Why is my soul downcast? Why so disturbed within me? But he said this, and this is what I want to bring up. He said, but I hope in God. So he got his focus off of himself, and he focused on his hope in God. So seek God for others. Pray for them. Talk to them. Remove the focus, the woe is me mentality, and place it on others. And remind others to enjoy life, even in the midst of the crisis. One of the things that we have done through online ways is we have talked to friends, we have played games with our kids, We have laughed a lot, and so it's good to be able to, even in the midst of crisis, be able to laugh. But here's a third thing. Take care of your soul. As I said, you are who you are, your inner world. Protect your heart. You know, there's a great connection with how well your soul is and how you respond to or react to others. So I really want you to focus yourself on your soul, not to focus on your problems or your feelings, but your soul. How well is your soul today? Is it filled? Is it full? Is it enjoying life even in the midst of some suffering? I hope it is, because there's no way you'll be able to reach out to your friends or pray for them or encourage them if your soul is crushed, like the psalmist said. So I really hope that you will respond in a positive way to your soul. In conclusion, I know this is very brief today, but I want you to get this message. There's nothing deep about this message, but maybe you're not doing well, and it's okay to not be doing well. Don't be hard on yourself, but don't wallow in it. Don't allow yourself to get, trapped in the mire and the muck of how you're not doing so well. But hope in Jesus. Fill your soul with things that will strengthen and sustain you. Jesus said, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. I love when Mary sat at the feet of Jesus. She was being filled with the truth of what Jesus says. So rest in Him. Find time to be with Jesus. Hope in Him. And reach out to others. Reach out to friends and family. Take notice. Observe how people are doing. How you doing? Oh, I'm fine. Well, that might not be the case. They might be very hurting very deeply. Well, I'm so glad to be able to share with you today. And as I said, my wife and I, we direct a ministry called Agora Network Ministries. You can go on the website. We have many resources there for you. I'm sure that the pastor has a lot of resources for you as well. He's available to talk to you and, help you cope with this pandemic, this virus. But please visit our website. We have some neat things that we're doing. We have a Time to Thrive online video course. We start May the 18th at 3 times during the day. Go on our website. You can check it out. We have some great resources there for you, like a sanctuary course in BC. We have the Dr. Grant Mulling. He has an online course. You have to pay a subscription, but it's called Free Your Mind, and it's ongoing. It's a great course for you to do on a personal level. And also, Grace Alliance Mental Health, they have wonderful resources there. Listen to blogs, listen to read articles. You have to reach out. If you find that your mental health is not well, don't suffer in silence. Speak out, talk, and receive the help that you can have. So, dear friends, today, thank you for listening, and thank you for letting me come into your home. You might be sitting with a cup of coffee. You might be sitting in your pajamas. I don't know what you're looking like today, but know that you are loved by God. Know that He is for you, and we'll get through this as the people are telling us together. And be the church. Reach out to your friends, and let God use you in these days. Blessings on you.
So take courage, my heart. Stay steadfast, my soul. Stand the waiting. Always stand the waiting. Hold on to your hope as your triumph unfolds. it's never failing.